Hello, I am so glad to be able to visit with you today from the Community Church of Mount Pleasant. This is Pastor David. It is Wednesday, March 8th. I know that time just keeps on flying by, and boy, I'm just really thankful for the opportunity we have to visit. I've just been looking at some diagrams of our new building and some layouts and some different concepts, and man, it's just really exciting as we move forward and plan our new building that is going to become the next home of the Community Church of Mount Pleasant. We've been on a journey. We started here in our little barn, and we began to grow, and God added people to the church, and then when we continued our journey, our winding road, and we ended up over at the Mount Pleasant Elementary School, which is where we are now. Since we have been there, we have grown dramatically. We've grown literally week by week. I know that 2 Sundays ago we had 275, which was a high attendance for us, and so the Mount Pleasant Elementary School has become a wonderful temporary home for us, and we understand that it is just temporary. And now that we have land, we have 26 beautiful acres up on Highway 73. We are in the process now of starting to build our new home, our next home, our first building really that will become our church. And I'm reminded so often that that's not going to be necessarily the destination. It's the next step in our journey, and we're not going to get complacent, and we're not going to get too satisfied. We're just going to be. That's the next step God has for us, and we're not going to. We're pilgrims, and we're not going to get too attached to material things, physical things, because our body, the church that we are, is people. Isn't defined by a building. So we're excited about our building, the next step in the life of our church. So, man, I'm just excited about all the things that God is doing. Also, it was a great day Sunday. It was a great weekend. I'm so excited about all the things that are going on here at the church. We had a wonderful Sunday service. We had Nathan Roberts and his family, and we talked a little bit about the people of missions. That was series number 3 in our series on missions. And after church, we came out to the barn and we had our soup kitchen. I've got to confess right now that I had too much soup. I had to sample several different kinds, and they were wonderful. And several people have said, Pastor, that might need to be a regular event, that we have more than just one time. So you may hear Soup Kitchen Lunch again sometime. It's been a big hit. The missions team do a great job. They raised $1,000, right at $1,000 for the missions trip. So it was a great day. We had great worship. Our worship team, just phenomenal job. Our music is wonderful, and so we thank the Lord for an amazing weekend and a great day. This coming Sunday now, there's a couple of important things. I need to mention that the time changes Saturday night, so you need to change your clock. And Daylight Savings Time begins Sunday, March 12th, this Sunday. So don't forget to change your clock. And we're going to have a little more sunshine now. And the days are starting to get longer again as we move toward the spring. And also, I wanted to mention this week is number 4 in our current series. There are 6 sermons in this series. This is number 4. And we're going to talk about our missions team that's going to Nicaragua. They leave a week from today. And so this Sunday, we're going to introduce them to you. You'll be able to see who's going, and they will talk to you about their itinerary, about their purpose. And we're going to build a church. Jim Rice is already there, and he's already putting things together. So when our team gets there next week, we're going to do an amazing thing. We're going to build a church in a week. And so they'll tell you about that Sunday, and then we'll have kind of a commissioning time during the service. And I'm going to preach to you a little bit about the Great Commission Church. So don't want you to miss Sunday. It's going to be a great day. I'm very excited about that. So I love Sundays. It's family reunion time for us, and I'm just excited about all the things that God is doing. And just to give you a little vision out there, coming up not too far away is our 2nd birthday party for the Community Church of Mount Pleasant. We'll celebrate that in April, and you'll hear more about that. But it's going to be Happy Birthday Community Church, and we'll be 2 years old, and there's some really exciting, visionary things that we're going to talk to you about on that day. So, got lots of things to look forward to as a church family. And I'm glad you've joined me today. I'm glad you're visiting with us there in your office or at home on your computer. I appreciate Ken helping us with this, and it just gives us another opportunity to visit and be together. I want to tell you that we love you, and we're honored and we're thrilled that you're in the family. And perhaps you visit with us through this video, and maybe you attend another church, or you're not a part of our family. Well, I want you to know that we've adopted you. You are a part of our family. I want you to feel a part of that. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad we're able to come to you. I want to read you a passage this is a passage that you probably are familiar with. It's called the Sermon on the Mount, and there's an interesting twist to this particular passage, and it really fits in as we're talking about missions. And I thought originally, I said, well, I'm not sure how that connects with our theme of our missions emphasis, but I want to show you that it really does. So let me read from Matthew 5. We're going to read the Sermon on the Mount, which is short, and then I want to make a little bit of an application, and then we'll be finished today. But Matthew chapter 5. We'll start with verse 2. Jesus is here, and he's speaking from a mountain. He's gone away, and he's prepared, and then he's going to deliver this monumental message that is historic, and it's known today. It's a very famous portion from the Scriptures as the Sermon on the Mount. He says this in verse 2. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, because that's what Jesus was. He was a master teacher. And so he said in verse 3, and these are the blesseds, all of the blessed, so we'll go through them. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you, when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely, for my sake. And then in verse 12, he concludes that little blessed passage, and he says, rejoice, and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Now, I want to make a transition into these next 4 verses. It's strategic that he's just gone through all the blesseds. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are they that mourn, blessed are the meek, blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness, blessed are the merciful, blessed are the pure in heart, blessed are the peacemakers, blessed are those that are persecuted for righteousness' sake, when men shall revile you and persecute you. Blessed, you're going to be blessed. Rejoice. Now, verse 13 tells us why that we're going to be blessed. And here's what he says in verse 13. He transitions right to this statement. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and trodden down. If your salt loses its savor, throw it out. Walk on it. It's no good. Verse 14. You are not only the salt of the earth, you are the light of the world. A city that's set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel. It's ridiculous. You don't light a candle and cover it up. No, you let it shine on a candlestick, and it gives light unto all that are in the house. Verse 16. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Do you see this connection between all the blesseds? Here's what he's saying. And I just, it's amazing. I'm just kind of starting to see this. He said, blessed are all these things, those that are humble and meek, and you're after righteousness, and you're merciful, and you're a peacemaker. He said, I want to bless you if you're all those things. But he said, here's the real reason. The real reason, if you are all these things, you will be an incredible light to a world that is dark and hopeless. If you are patient and compassionate, and you're a peacemaker, and you're loving, and you're forgiving, your light will shine. Because this world that we live in is dark. It's the opposite of all these blessings. And so he said, here's all the ways that I'm going to bless you, and you're humble and you're meek and you're all those things. But he said the reason isn't just so that I can bless you, it's so that the world will notice you because you'll be so different. It's amazing to me. And so that's the rest of the story on the Sermon on the Mount. And it connects perfectly with the series that we're in about missions, because missions is we're to go into all the world and we're to allow our light to shine and be salt and light in the world. So, be all these blessings so that the world can see and your light will shine brighter than ever. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you can join us on Sunday. It's going to be a great day. We love you, we're praying for you, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. God bless you.